Okay, today we're talking about how to control a 480 volt exhaust fan with a 120 volt programmable timer. So here's what I'm going to use. It's a standard 120 volt AC timer. We're going to attach it to a 4x4 box. Pretty simple. This one you see here, we're going to actually change out because this particular model won't allow me to do a 5-day program. But the idea is the same. It's simple. You screw it to the metal cover plate on a 4x4 box. This one requires a neutral. Black is hot power coming in. Blue is hot power going out to the load, in this case, to control an exhaust fan contactor. So again, there's a front view. Here's what it looks like attached to the box. You can see the box has multiple knockouts, so it makes it easy to install. The actual unit we're using by Utilitech. It's a SunSmart 7-day in-wall digital programmable timer. Has a nice cover to cover up the buttons, easy to program. And again, this one can do individual days, all 7 days, or 5 days. Like in our case, we're programming it for a 5-day work week only. This one does require a neutral, as you see here. So your hot line wire comes in here. Then you send power out to the exhaust fan contactor coil from the load terminal. And a traveler would be used in like a 3-way switch scenario. We're not doing a 3-way switch here, obviously. And of course, your ground wire, don't forget your ground. Comes with installation instructions and programming instructions. Programming is fairly simple and straightforward. In our demonstration today, we're obviously going to just be doing the single pole installation. So you got a hot wire coming in, hot wire going out. You got your white neutral wire and your green ground wire. No travelers. Okay, so here's one of 2 exhaust fans I'm working on today. So you can see I simply attached this 4x4 box to the side of the enclosure at the disconnect switch for the exhaust fan. So you can see we got our neutrals tied together, our green ground wire on the ground screw, our black hot wire coming in on the line screw, and then our black and white striped wire going out from the load screw to the coil on the side of the contactor that powers the exhaust fan. And so in this installation, you can see we have our 480 volt power coming in to a fuse disconnect switch. That switch closes. You got your 3 legs coming into the top of your contactor. You have 2 legs of power going to your 480 volt, 120 volt step down transformer that provides 120 volts to the digital programmable timer. You have a 480 volt by 24 volt step down transformer that provides 24 volts to the coil on the side of the contactor. And then there's a rib, a relay in a box. So when the programmable timer closes that internal switch at the time you set it to, it's going to close the switch inside the rib, which will energize a coil on the side of that 3-pole contactor, and that will go ahead and start that 480 volt 3-phase motor. Again, in this case, an exhaust fan, but it could be other equipment in your scenario. So here's what those components look like inside that enclosure. Got the switch installed and powered up. So you simply follow the instructions to program it. These are also nice because you can walk up and push that cover plate as a button, and it'll turn it on when you need to manually, or you can turn it off manually. Woo! We'll reattach our cover, and I like to label everything. I'll come back and label what circuit breaker controls this disconnect switch in a little while. And as I mentioned, we have a second disconnect switch for a second exhaust fan that we need to install a programmable digital timer on as well. Let's take a look at that one next. This one's a little bit different. All the components are inside the disconnect switch enclosure itself. Little simpler installation. There's not two step-down transformers. There's only one. You can see our contactor there for the motor. And then we got our 480 volt by 120 volt step-down transformer, which will provide power to the 120 volt programmable timer switch. And the coil on this contactor is 120 volt. It's not rated for 24 volts like the other one. So again, if you look at the wiring schematic, we can see we got 480 volts coming into the fuse disconnect switch, 3 legs going to the 3-pole contactor. Then we got 2 legs of power going into the 480 volt by 120 volt step-down transformer that provides 120 volts to our programmable digital timer. When that programmable digital timer is energized at the set points that you set it to, it'll energize the 120 volt coil on the side of that contactor and then go ahead and start that motor. I hope this information helps you. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.